What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 138 of the Horror Dads podcast. We are at the end of a year. We're going to talk about the best of the year, top 10 from 2025. We're doing top 10, not a true top 10. We're talking about 10 films. So we knew each other's lists.
Yep.
Wanted to spread the love a little bit, make sure we talked about enough movies. And dude, I'm pumped. A pretty good year for horror.
Yeah, hell of a year for horror, in my opinion. Yeah.
I feel like we've been saying this year after year. 2020, what was it? 2022, I think, was like the real banger of a year.
Yeah.
And I feel like ever since then, it's just been like consistently pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like the 2020s overall have been solid for horror.
Yeah.
We did have, I don't remember what year that was, maybe 23. That was a little bit like, do we have 10 to talk about?
And it was the year right off that like big one, and everyone's like,
Yeah,
all right,
banger.
horror is back as hell. And then,
Yeah, that might have been the year that the first movie of the year was Night Swim.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
God damn it. Is this how it's starting?
Good Night Swim.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, man, I'm excited for this list. We got some bangers over here.
Yeah, dude. And
It was an interesting year for horror, though. It was a lot of, I'd say, like reimaginings. We had
Yeah.
a lot of those. We had one that made the list, one that definitely did not. We had some good gore, few good body horror films. Like we had a good mix this year. Like last year, I felt like was all satanic. A lot of fucking satanic films.
Yeah, like religious adjacent movies.
For
I
sure.
feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of devil, you know?
Yeah.
Devil was back for sure in 24. And this year we had a lot of variation. So I'm pumped to talk about it.
Me too. And all right, so format wise, we're going to volley back and forth. You guys have spent enough time hanging with us. You get it. But Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year to everyone. We're at the end of the year. A lot to be grateful for. And we took this podcast, this endeavor that we didn't know what we were going to do with this thing. And we're about to enter year 6, is it? Or 7 even?
Yeah, we still have no clue what we're doing, but we're here.
We're a video podcast now too. So
yeah.
we've made some strides this year. So thanks for hanging with us, working through the growing pains there. We'll get back to our regular kind of cadence of, I think, episode volume next year, now that we've got the workflow figured out here.
Yeah. Yep. It's good to be with you guys year after year. Thanks for coming back. Here we are. We're still here. We're still here. You're still here.
Yeah. Let's keep doing this.
Let's do it.
All right. So before we jump into our top 10 of 2025, we are going to do our standard catch-up thing. It's been a minute since we've hung out. So, Jamie, we just had the holiday come and go here, the chaotic Christmas season. What have you been watching, man? What did you watch through the season?
You know, this is weird because this might have been the first Christmas where, like, I just did not watch Christmas stuff almost at all.
Really?
I watched Black Christmas. It might have been the only. Yeah. That might have been the only horror Christmas film I watched, and I don't know that I watched an entire Christmas film.
You didn't do Terrifier 3? I thought you did.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did.
Not that, like, that's...
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
actually surprised that, like, if you didn't get to everything, that's one that you got to, but that's one I didn't get to. We'll put it that way.
So I did I would say two straight up horror Christmas films were those two. I hate to say this. It feels weird to even say. Terrifier 3 is on my list of yearly watches now.
Oh. I thought you were going to say best of 2025, and I was like, well, that didn't come out this year.
No. But it's on my best of Christmas. I know. Feels weird. I don't even really like watching it, but it now feels like something I have to watch at Christmas. Like Silent Night, Deadly Night. I did fall asleep to Silent Night, Deadly Night on Christmas Day. I think I fell asleep that evening to Silent Night, Deadly Night. Or Christmas Eve, one of those.
You had your pint of milk.
I had to get it in there, yeah. Right next to the bed, little court.
All right, so, and...
I'm sorry,
No, we've both been watching, though, Stranger Things.
We have.
Season 5, first 2 volumes are out. We're days away from the finale here, so there's been some hate. There's been some shit talking going on online. My general observation, I'll just speak from a high level. We don't have to get too far into this. We'll have some bonus content around this, of course. Our kids are chomping at the bit to record more things, particularly around that topic. But I kind of feel like it's rushed, and the episodes aren't long enough, but that it feels slow. Is that weird to say? Like, that's how I feel, though.
I feel like this most recent volume, should have been like one episode, 1 hour and 40-minute episode. We're dragging this shit out now.
Yeah.
And we're clearly just trying to get to the finale, which is fine. But also, like, what the fuck? We've been waiting all this time. You're just giving me 3 episodes of filler here? Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't dislike it by any means, but
Somebody should have died.
see, I was just talking about this.
Nancy and Jonathan. See ya.
Not
See ya.
not to spoil anything for those that haven't watched it yet, but like the Duffer Brothers said they weren't going to do a red wedding thing
Which is fine. You don't have to.
and kill everybody off. For those that aren't familiar with Game of Thrones, but it's been yeah. There's not been much risk. I guess I'm with you.
No, just a lot of love right now. Clearly, it's setting up for disaster and grief.
Yeah.
Which this is going to be one of those things where I think it'll be more rewatchable in the future, knowing what comes.
Yeah.
But right now, when you're just waiting for the shit to come and you're just watching all of these separate "I still love you" conversations that are going on
Yeah.
between just everyone, right? It's just a lot of like, and we have like 3 episodes of this now that we just watched in volume 2. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I love the experience. But I will agree, this is not the best we've seen.
I did get a good cry in during the Dustin Steve ladder scene. For those that remember that one,
that was your
my first cry of season
cry
5.
scene. Did you have more than one or just that one?
Yeah.
Because
The
I'll
other
be
one
honest,
I can't discuss because it's a spoiler. But
yeah.
yeah.
I'm not like you really where I'm a free crier. It
I thought you were
takes a
going to say
lot.
a freak crier. I was like, fuck you,
No,
dude.
free crier. I know
Alright,
you,
yep.
hate the word freak. I know this.
I was gonna you
I
out
would
of that
never do
chair.
that. No, but it takes a lot to get me to cry at a film or media. A little less maybe since I've had kids. Probably just losing testosterone because I'm in my 40s. But the beginning of the 3rd episode, when we have whatever, you're right. I can't spoil, so this is
Yeah,
stupid to
it's
talk
hard.
about. But I did have a moment where like a tear caressed my cheek.
I'm gonna use this as my family antics, so let's jump to that next. So we're watching Stranger Things season 5 as a family, of course, and the scene I just referred to, this doesn't even give anything away. It's like a very innocuous, like mundane scene. It's emotional, but like I could describe it to the person that hasn't seen episode 1 and they'd be like, oh, okay, and nothing gets ruined. But that scene as it's unfolding, Brittany knew, like I could tell she's over on the other couch, my wife, and I'm sitting on the other couch with my daughter sitting next to me and my youngest. And I'm quietly not making a spectacle of the fact that I'm crying, but definitely crying. And Brittany knew. She looks over and she was like, I knew it. You're crying. And Luna, my youngest, goes, who? Him? Oh, is he crying? Let me see. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm not a fucking zoo animal. Y'all just like gathering around me watching tears come out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how that was going. But we've been watching them all as a family. Love this release schedule around the holidays. It was great on Christmas to like get people out of the house, even like, all right, well, we're gonna watch Stranger Things. If you don't want to be here, get out.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's good, man. I've been enjoying it.
I am I'm pretty torn. So I'm an Ohio State fan.
Yeah.
Their big playoff game is
on New Year's
Eve.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to have like 3 TVs in one room.
What's your family antic here?
Mine was essentially us watching Stranger Things together. We got our kids like Demogorgon onesie pajamas.
Yeah.
So they've been wearing that, like the hood,
Do they make that in like extra large for a dad?
We have these awesome Demogorgon popcorn buckets that we got. You've seen those.
Open up like a flower. They're
Dude,
awesome.
So awesome. And so like it's just been a event, It's like you said, it's just been awesome just experiencing it with the kids and as a family. And then we got the kids these new computer desks for Christmas, and we've been having a lot of fun decorating it. I keep trying to stick like Michael Myers figures up there. So we've had a lot of fun with that. I just wanted to mention really quick, I've been watching a couple things that weren't Christmas. I have to circle back to this because I'll forget. Creep season 2. Have you watched any of this?
No.
So the Creep, the movies.
Yeah.
Mark Duplass there's a Creep, just essentially a TV show of this, which is like good, but I don't know.
It's called the Creep Tapes, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't even like shitting on it, and I'm not shitting on it, but it's like, all right,
You don't love it?
more of this.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't like the guy. The guy's not likable. He's like silly and goofy and but he's a fucking psycho killer that's not really, I don't know. His shtick is just getting a little old for me.
Yeah.
But this season 2, like at least they try to take it out of the box. They do some things like they have a episode where he tries to set up like a saw thing. So he like goes out of his way to try to set this up, but he's like, he just can't not be a fucking psycho,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's fun to watch what they do. It's just his character just gets a little fucking grating for me.
Yeah.
And then spin the bottle. I know that you've hovered over this a couple times. I'm going to tell you right now, spin the fuck away.
Keep hovering.
Yeah, I've never
Hover
seen
elsewhere.
anything quite like this, dude. It is like, all right, middle schoolers, do you like kissing? You like making out?
Dude, get
Because
away.
there is so much making out in this movie, dude. It is ridiculous.
Are they
like,
kids too?
They're supposed to be like teenagers, right?
That's uncomfortable as
But
hell.
it's like, I would much rather just watch. I hate sex scenes in movies. Give me one sex scene instead of 73 making out fucking scenes, dude. It is so weird.
Egregious.
The whole time I was like, this is bizarre.
Yeah.
Like, this is like a 16-year-old's date movie for sure.
I mean, it is called Spin the Bottle, though.
And then one more I have is Abraham's Boys. Tulliver Wilson, whatever that guy's name is. Like the guy that plays Bosch.
Oh, yeah.
It's essentially Frailty, but instead of demons, it's vampires.
And
it's worth checking out, but it's not very good. But that plot is almost the exact same. He has 2 kids.
Man, you've really set up this sequence of films that you've watched. That
what about I've been watching
so
a bunch of
appetizing.
shit? Yeah.
What are you wearing over here, buddy?
I got the Scream hoodie from you. This was like a hand me down that you bought. You sized out of it. I think you bought it too small. This is homage.
Oh, I think that's from our buddy that we had on.
Oh, Body Count?
No, it's not. It's someone else. I can't remember where I got that. That's a great one though. It's like a one of a kind,
dude. I love it. Like
I
don't
remember
know if
our buddy Maddie was
the ghost face like in there.
Love that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and I have my Horror Dad's crew neck on, as you can see. This was a limited release.
Love that.
I think it was a patron only release, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is one of my favorite. It's like not yesterday it was 60 degrees. I was at a football game, and today it was like a high of 9.
Oh man, I hate that when you like.
And I don't know if I slept last night because my sinuses were like pulsating in my bed.
When it's like a crisp day and you're like, all right, let me get my crew neck on, and then you have pit stains in your crew neck like an hour in because it's not nearly as chilly as you thought it would be.
All right. Buying anything? We just had the holiday season.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out
cool
your daughter Finley got me this book. I don't know how much it was her pick out, but
it was entirely hers, in fact.
Your Favorite Scary Movie is the name of the book, and it's by Ashley Collins. It seems like I haven't dug into it yet. I've flipped through, but it seems a lot like the Halloween book that we discussed with our buddy who came on. It's sort of an introspective of the whole franchise with tons of interviews from fucking everyone. Kevin Williamson, John Carpenter even, which is pretty stunning because I feel like somebody off the street can't get an interview with John Carpenter, right?
This is
their first book, so like I'm excited to dig into that.
Yeah, she was really excited about finding it, and I was like, man, that's a really nice little book here.
It's awesome. I also got Stranger Things Volume 4, Season 4 vinyl that my wife got me, but it's not the score. I know you and I have a couple of the vinyls that are the score.
Yeah.
This is the soundtrack to that season, so it's just a bunch of awesome ass 80s tunes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the artwork. It's pretty rad album. Yeah, so my parents bought me this.
Whoa. Yeah, what do we got
this
here?
book here. I thought I'd show it off a little bit. It's called The Undead. And I want to say somewhere Northern European, I don't know if it was Sweden, Finland, one of those like Norse-esque countries. But really this is like a thorough assessment of basically all vampire lore and the regional kind of iterations that exist within the Americas, within Europe, within Africa, within the Asian community, like the whole spread. And the illustrations are wild and the tales are really, really wild. It's really fucking cool. It's one of the cooler things that I've gotten, I'd say. And the dude signed it in here for me and stuff. And he's a current author. So maybe we'll have to get him on.
So it's a series of folk tales or?
No, it's more of like a nonfiction approach to fictional tales. It's almost like a historical overview. So it's written in a way that's somewhat like scholarly, but not pretentious, so it's pretty approachable. What I'm describing sounds daunting, but it's pretty approachable for the average person. So I've really been digging it. It's
cool.
Good. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Couple quick plugs, and we're going to jump on into our episode. We do have a Patreon. We've got a couple tiers on there if you want to catch up on, or if you want to access some new episodes, you're all caught up on the show. And I think we're over a couple hundred at this point. So there's a ton of additional bonus content on there. So please do consider joining our Patreon. We don't make money doing this endeavor. We are doing this because it's a passion project, but it does help fund all the, you know, all the investment from our end, which is fantastic. And it also gives us a reason to create more content, which is why we're here. So check it out, patreon.com/horror dads. We have a website, same deal there, horrordads.com. You can get some merch over on the store. Follow us on social media everywhere at Horror Dads. And if you find the time, please do consider giving us a review. 5 stars goes a super long way. But with that, dude, we got to say goodbye to 2025. Let's fucking do it. Let's do this, man. So we're going to volley back and forth. As I mentioned, we have 10 films we're going to talk about. Let's kick it off, dude. You want to start? You want me to start? Are you going in a specific order? You said you were going to go in order of like what you liked most, right?
Yeah, I'm doing like a 5, 4, 3, 2. 5 is going to be my lowest on the list.
So highest ranked is number 1 for you. So it'll be at the end. All right. Yeah. You want to kick it off or you want me to?
Why don't you kick it off?
All right. Let's do this. Okay. So my first pick, this came out back in February of 2025, which legitimately I had to double check to verify that this came out this year because it's been a long year. But this was February 2025, the film Heart Eyes from our buddy Josh Rubin. So, dude, we've had Josh Rubin on the show. His wife and I share the same birthday, we found out. He's a lovely human being. He's hilarious. He's kind, and he makes fantastic fucking movies.
Yep.
So, Josh, we love you. We love your film. This starring Mason Gooding Jr., who we saw in the Scream 5 and 6 universe. Is he coming back for 7?
Yeah.
Yep. And we'll see again in 7. And Olivia Holt. And we've got this chemistry between these two. This is a Valentine's Day themed horror film, right? So that's the shtick here.
Slasher. Yeah.
It's a slasher. It's a horror comedy, though. If you've seen Werewolves Within, which is one of my favorite movies, Josh Rubin also did that. It's the same ilk of comedic. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say this is a rom-com.
Yeah, it's a rom-com slasher.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like horror comedy doesn't narrow it down enough. This is a fucking rom-com.
Yeah.
And it throws back to the rom-coms of the 90s.
Yep.
We get a lot of one-liners that you would only know if you've seen these movies, which is a bold choice.
It is, but it hits though. Like,
for us?
For us, in the type of humor, I think that's very important to me because we grew up in a really weird era, dude. Like, if you go back, we grew up in the like just say anything that'll get a reaction kind of comedy era. So people saying the most outlandish, aggressive things. And then we also grew up in our growing up in the era of where like, hey, that's also not okay. So we've had this really torrid roller coaster of relating to comedy, I feel, because there was a lot of really wild shit that's happened. And then there's also been a peel back. So it's like, okay, well, where's the sweet spot? Like, what can you say? What can you do to not offend people, but also be fun? So anyone that's doing comedy well now is very thoughtful, in my opinion. And I think Josh Rubin's doing comedy really well right now. And he's also doing horror really well right now, too.
Yeah, I feel like he's actually has been doing humor and comedy really well for a long time.
Yeah, College Humor was his start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has more recently gotten into the horror realm where he's just fucking crushing it. And I love seeing his progression from like Scare Me to where we are now.
Yeah.
Which Scare Me is a great fucking film. But it's like, hey, you have no budget. Make a horror film out of this, which they did a fantastic job of. But watching him slowly get bigger and bigger budgets and better actors and just better sets, it's only going to get better. Werewolves Within is fucking amazing. This was awesome as hell. So
yeah. So this is as I mentioned though, a Valentine's Day kind of serial killer, the Hard Eyes Killer. That's the moniker. He's got this really wild mask, which is like basically it looks almost like a ski mask, but the eyes are these like neon. It kind of feels like almost like some of Maddie's artwork. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it comes from the neon void, right? So he's got these like really bright heart shaped eyes as part of the mask too, which is fun. Like, I wouldn't say it's like cool, but it's fun and it fits given the context here. So This killer, though, he targets couples. The couple in the crosshairs for the purpose of the story is the Mason Gooding and Olivia Holt characters. So they're co-workers. They're both super good looking. One's in a position of power almost, the other being a more vulnerable type of character, but that's embracing this life of like, I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm going to get what I want out of life kind of thing, and kind of a stronger female presence, which is cool because she's like trying to overcome some shit, which is nice because it also has that like, all right, you did it sort of feel to it, you know?
Yep.
So they get targeted as unfairly initially as a romantic pair, which they're not initially. And then as they go through the course of the story, that sort of starts to become the case. But dude, this is why I say this is a great movie. Okay. It commits to both sides. We talked about it. You've got charm, you've got chemistry, and then you have these like really sharp kills that are creative, that are fun, that are funny. It's it's sort of like the Thanksgiving era, right? That realm of like, and beyond the fact that it's centered around a holiday, it's like you're laughing when people are getting killed because you're like, oh my god, that's
Yeah.
so ridiculous and kind of cool, and like, oh, that's creative. And it's so you have that kind of pulse. You're just having fun with it the entire time. Holiday hook, iconography for me. This is really big for Jamie and I. We're seasonal watchers, so I love having another property to engage during the holiday season, especially an off holiday. Christmas gets fucking crowded. You don't get to everything. You just covered that. So Valentine's Day, it's like you got My Bloody Valentine, you have Valentine, you have the My Bloody Valentine remake, and then you're like really sort of starting to stretch and pick up
Yeah.
some other shit. So we've got another installment now, which is fantastic. And I also think the thing that I like most about this is I've talked to more people about this horror film this year, probably than most other horror films, because it's incredibly approachable
Hmm.
from so many different people. Like my dad asked me about this movie. He's like, "Hey, you hear about this Hard Eyes thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, we had the director on the podcast." He's like, "You fucking nerds," which was like a compliment, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, but you talked about the money. So budget 18 million was what was reported. Worldwide gross of around 33 million. So I think online it was ranked as a modest performer, but like it made its money back, barring there wasn't any insane marketing expense there. And I thought it was great. I really enjoyed this movie, dude.
Dude, yeah, I feel like it. I went on Valentine's Day, which I don't get to do things on the day they release too much, but I felt like it was awesome seeing it on Valentine's Day. It had already been out a week, and I feel like that's the way to do a movie like this because I think it had like one of the best second openings of a horror film, whatever in
Mm-hmm.
the past. And I think it's because you release it the week before the holiday. Then on that
They did it
holiday, you
right.
get that fucking, especially because I think Valentine's Day was on a Saturday, which is like get me in there a Friday. Yeah, people are going to see it, and we did it. It was
Yeah.
great.
Like I know what you did last summer, not coming out on like before 4th of July.
Yeah,
What
what
the
are you doing?
hell?
What are you doing?
Like what the
I
hell?
mean, it wasn't their fault, I'm sure, but
Someone needs to be asked about this. But
yeah.
anyway, that's my number 5. Jamie, what's your number 5?
We're gonna go with one of the movies that takes like a familiar franchise, new installment, but also kind of a not reimagining, but puts her own spin on it. This is Final Destination Bloodlines.
Yeah, dude.
I had a ton of fun with this. You and I saw this in the theater. One of my favorite theater experiences of the year, probably, just because it was just so much fun. I love the set pieces, the kills, the setups, watching those on the big screen.
And our expectation was this, like it was nothing. It was zero. And we go into this thing and it's like any number times zero is still zero. So here we fucking go. I got
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
And we were shocked at how quality it was.
We were shocked and pleased and surprised. Plagued by a recurring violent nightmare, a college student returns home to find the one person who can break the cycle and save her family from the horrific fate that inevitably awaits them. It's a big
Hmm.
word for me. Dude, I loved this movie. And it made, I think we did a ranking immediately after, and this was like both of our number two of the franchise or three, two or three. Even still, fucking pretty high.
Way higher than
You would have thought.
it had any business being, given where this falls in the sequence of all these films.
Yeah. So you have like this thing that you're trying to uncover with the bloodlines. That, obviously we learn that it kind of follows who should have died. And what you come to find out is that all these movies are sort of connected because all the characters are descendants of people that should have died in this opening kill or the opening scene where a lot of people should have died. They don't. Death is coming back to get all their fucking bloodlines now because that happened in what, like the 50s. So
Yeah.
those people are dying off and it's coming after the kids now. So watching that kind of unfold and them try to dissect who's next in this family and who's not a legitimate kid and who was adopted and who wasn't. So you have all these secrets that kind of are forced out because of that, which is cool. And dude, just the way that the foreshadowing of the kills and the kills work out, like you can look at them and say like that's a little bit cheesy and like on the nose, but yeah, but it was like fucking fun and
You could
funny to
say that.
watch. Yeah, you can say whatever you want. But yeah, I had a hell of a lot of fun with this movie. I thought the cast was great. You know, there wasn't like some shitty acting. It wasn't. It was all just solid. It was just so good. It was bright. It was vibrant. Just felt like it was daylight a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
We had the kooky grandma who's essentially Laurie Strode from Halloween 2018.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember you and I like touching each other's shoulders, like this is fucking Laurie Strode. Like what's happening?
Yep.
But yeah, dude, so good, so fun. It's weird that it's not higher on my list. It's just because I kind of write it off as more of a fun film and not necessarily like we're gonna get some fucking horror. You know what I mean?
Heavy hitters too.
Heavy hitters, yeah. So
Yeah.
but yes, really good.
I feel like this movie just had I guess like a good culture to it because I feel like culture is more all encompassing than tone because tonally, like it looked really good. And to your point, it was daylight a lot. And they had these throwback scenes that looked really pretty and they were like very warm and comforting. And then they bring you back to the real world, less warm, less comforting, but I don't know. I feel like they did a great job of honoring the rules of this universe they've created, giving homage to certain past experiences, creating something uniquely distinct for now, and also having it look good. It just, yeah, it was a well designed movie, man. Like I, I was very, very pleasantly surprised with this.
Yeah, a lot of thought went into that for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my number 5, Final Destination Bloodlines.
All right. I'm going to my number 4 now. So this was a summer release. I think it was June of this year that it came out. This has gotten some pretty decent acclaim to it. This is the film Good Boy. Yeah, so this was directed by Ben Leonberg. And
you would have this on your list. You're a dog guy.
You know what?
Dog daddy.
I'm an animal person.
Yeah.
I'll say. I'm definitely more of a cat person than a dog person, but now that I have a dog, like I like dogs. And first and foremost, the dog in this movie is so fucking cute, it's painful. That is a cute dog. Indy, man.
Cool name, too.
Cool name, cool dog, and a really cool concept for a movie. So you've got a man and his dog. They move into this secluded home, which was like a family. I don't even know if it was like intentionally given to this person. I think he might have just kind of gone there.
Inherited, I'd say, right?
Yeah, but it was like everyone in the like his sister Vera is like shocked that like, wait, what? Are you serious? You're fucking going there? Like, why are you doing that? So they go to this secluded home though, and something's off. The dog senses certain entities within the environment that the owner does not and or won't allow himself to. I don't know. It's kind of packed with allegory and metaphor, but the film really it frames the whole haunting experience from the dog's perspective. So it's not like you're looking through this dog's eyes, but you're following the dog and you're hearing more than you're seeing, and you're seeing things in a sequence and cadence that don't always make sense because it's like the dog wanders in the room and observes it. So here's what I'll say. This is absolutely not the best movie on this list, but I do feel like this is the most creative movie on this list. The focal point being around the animal, I thought was really interesting and very unique. The characters that are people, you don't see their faces, you know, which is really interesting because it's like every time the owner's in the shot, like his head's cut off or it's too dark to see his features. Like I couldn't pick this guy up. If you put 2 photos of 2 people in front of me, I got a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, they do the Wilson from Home Improvement thing.
Which I think is cool because you speculate and hear all these things about animals like, oh, they see color, they see tones, they don't see features. Or even like anyone that has any kind of animal, tell me right now you're not sitting there watching TV and your cat's staring at the wall like a fucking creep, and you're like, oh my god, what is it that you see? Is there something in that wall? Is there a phantom in here? Did you have a stroke? Like, what's going on? So there's an element of that in this too, which I really think is it's super interesting. And there's like, I've never interacted with a property like this, and I find it fascinating that nothing like this has been done to this point, quite honestly.
Yeah, we were talking about this, how the ideas are getting like it it almost seems like they're getting simpler, but they're not. They're just kind of taking an idea that you haven't seen before, and it almost seems simple because it's so obvious. Why would, like, In a Violent Nature is what we were referring
Yeah,
to earlier. It's like, why did it take this long to do a first person
of that type.
Jason
Yeah,
Voorhees, right? So, and to that point, there had been talks about doing a first person or a found footage Jason film, which would have been awesome. But to just do something this simple, a simple little ghost story with the dog as the
yeah,
protagonist.
yeah. The
Cool
idea
idea, man.
is that
Really cool idea.
this house is haunted, and you feel so paralyzed as a viewer because you know this dog is seeing things and interacting with scenarios in a way that it can't articulate. Like, dogs can't talk. They can communicate in certain ways by whimpering or barking, but it's also like I can't. I saw a meme one time online that really stuck with me after watching this movie, which was like a dog making like a smug face that was like, "My owner kept telling me to shut up. Now they've been murdered," or whatever the hell.
Mm.
Because like
Yeah,
so many times it's like your dog's just staring out the window, barking at a squirrel or the air. But then you pause and you're like, "Is my fucking house haunted?" After watching something like this. So I just it creates that mechanism of that like question you ask or think about in having animals. And like every animal owner ever has thought or asked about that at one point. Like, what are they looking at? Like, what do they see?
sure.
I think it's emotionally complex too. This is a story about devotion, about you know, our main character has some sort of ailment. I thought he was in recovery, like he was a recovering drug addict, but it seems like he has maybe an advanced form of lung cancer or something. He's definitely very ill and he keeps coughing up blood like
Mm.
everywhere all the time. And you've got this animal who's like committed to supporting his person, his number one, right?
Yeah.
Through kind of thick and thin. And then you have this ghost element and questions about what's real and what's not. And then the family lineage and another dog that died, another person that died, and you're like, wait, is this just a ghost story or is this referential? Like, what's happening here? So, a lot of questions. I have thoughts on the ending. I don't want to spoil anything, but if anyone wants to reach out, kind of one to one, and ask my opinion on what happens at the end, I've got a pretty firm opinion of that. I think so.
Yeah, I had to ask you what your opinion was so that I can figure out what mine was. I I thought this movie was really good. You know, what, 7 out of 10, maybe somewhere in
Yeah,
that range.
but this for a movie that I don't know what the exact budget was. It was a little ambiguous, but like, let's say this was done, I would say under $1 million, and it's gross like 9 million,
Mm.
something in that range. So like that's wildly successful, super indie.
It had a theatrical release. I
Yeah,
know it was in our theater, so
yeah, very cool.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things where, again, almost seemed basic, but it was fun. It was a fun little, I saw a lot of terrible reviews because I had first seen a lot of good reviews. And I think a lot of people were going to see it based on the good reviews.
Yeah,
Yeah, I fucking hate this. But
I
I
think there
liked it.
was an element of like stickiness to it, and people were again impressed. Same thing with like Skinamarink.
Yeah.
When you
Mm.
find out about the production behind it, you're like, oh my god, anything of any quality is great because of the conditions in which this was made. And then you
Mhm.
watch and you're like, well, this, to me, I was like, oh, this was just boring and not a good story.
What the hell is this?
Like, what the fuck
That's
am
what
I
I said.
watching?
Yeah.
So I'm sure there was an element of that here, but like this hit for me. I really dug it. I
Good.
enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'm glad I made your list. All right. So my next one here is going to be a little heavier than that, John. This is going to be 28 years later. So
Spike.
in the ultimate act of nerdom, uh, I found out that I could watch Netflix on my Oculus headset. So I watched
Mm.
this movie on the Oculus headset. I've never watched a movie on there before. Um, I was just absolutely enthralled. I
Is
was
it
like in the
3D?
movie. No, it wasn't 3D. No,
Okay.
but it's like you have
Do they
this.
do movies in 3D?
You can get some. Yeah,
Oh.
I watched the Avatar trailer, the new Avatar trailer
Oh, yeah.
in 3D, and dude, it was like incredible. But you have like essentially you have like one of those curved screens taking up your whole. You know what I mean? So just watching it on there was awesome. This movie was, what did I put here? Sad, riveting, scary, and a hell of an adventure.
Man.
Dude, just like it felt like a video game. It almost felt like The Last of Us, sort of. That like,
It definitely is way more of an adventure than I I had, like, Indiana Jones-esque vibes at
yeah,
points with this. It's much more the other ones, you're waiting for the story to come to the people. In this one, the people are going to the story,
yeah, yeah.
I feel.
Well said. The score was great. Just the whole like everything about the atmosphere was great. The alphas, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah,
Just
the bad guys are pretty unpleasant looking.
scary. Like that the first time you see the alpha, really scary when he's with his dad. And all the different places they go. Yeah, dude, this movie was a lot of fun for me. I like this one maybe more than the other two.
Hmm.
I mean, I just saw it and I was like
You were you were high on it,
inside.
but,
I was inside this fucking thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, I definitely can't say I like this more than the other 2, but I will say
Well, more than two for sure.
I like this one more than 2. I think the original one is just one of those,
Yeah.
like
But when you go back, like as a movie, like that movie was a triumph at the time. It was like a achievement.
yeah,
But
but
when you go back, you're like,
yeah.
this is the movie. This is 28 Days Later.
It's when your parents are like, "Rolling Stones, best band ever," and you're like, I get why a person says that, but I don't agree with it because they they kicked it off to make so many bands better than that. Like
Right.
that's 28 Days Later, of course, also did that, but I don't know. I just we grew up with that thing so in our hearts.
Sure.
But yeah, dude, I definitely think the open worldness to this, the video game reference, I think is a really accurate one. It's not confined. I feel like the other films are like you are confined to an objective or you're confined to an area in geography or like this. It
One
feels
area.
like
Yeah.
sky's the limit. Like, what do you want to work on today? And whatever your priority is your priority.
But I like how you always just have the threat of the alpha looming.
Yeah,
Like regular zombies, sure, they suck and they could kill me.
they're problematic.
But like you shoot an arrow through the heart of the head, it's done. The alpha, like that motherfucker just keeps coming. This is a boss, right? That's a boss
Boss
level
battle.
fucking
Yeah,
enemy. And I just love again, the terrain jumps that they make.
yeah.
And the different scenes and them getting to the end there, the Bone Temple,
Hmm.
Bone Palace. What's the new one gonna be called? Bone Temple?
I think it's Bone Temple. Yeah,
And the different characters you come across, like Ralph Fiennes, fucking Voldemort, crushing it there. And then the end when you get the fucking Huey, Dewey, and the Louies, the fucking long haired Swedish assholes. Like I know that they're British, but dude,
what
what are they?
what's your take on like the weaponry in this? Do you like the arrow being the
Yeah,
primary thing?
yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
It does. It's quiet, but
Quiet,
like
yeah,
it also again your video game reference. I never put it in those terms, but now that you say that, it really feels like that
yeah,
because it's like, all right, you don't have to use that. Like you could, this is open world. You can use whatever you
sure,
want. Get some firepower going. You might approach a boss here, and then it's like, well, what the fuck do I use now?
yeah,
So I do like. I feel like so often you play video games that then convert into movies, and you're like, oh, this just doesn't work. But I feel like the inverse of this would be really
yeah.
good
I'll
if
play
they
that right
made a
now.
game based off of this.
And
Yeah,
every new character that gets introduced, you approach with such a sense of trepidation because, like, are they good? Are they bad? Like,
yeah,
the military guy, like,
yeah.
he's a prick, right? And she even
And
says,
we've
like,
been conditioned from the first two
oh
movies,
yeah,
like, don't fucking, especially
don't trust
military
anyone.
people,
Yeah.
like, don't trust anyone.
But I
Yeah,
like how the mom says, like, I know a dick. He's a dick, you know?
yeah.
And he was a dick. But I just love, yeah, this movie was great. I just watched this last night, so I'm still on kind of a high. That's probably why I said I like it more than the other two. But
Was
dude,
that the
yeah,
first you watched it?
yeah, first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I rewatched, but I watched it, I don't know, a few months ago.
Yeah. All right. So 28 days later, it was on HBO. And HBO's GD commercials online. but it just came to Netflix, so I was like, I'm
Yeah, I was
gonna
gonna say I
jump on
think
it
it's
now.
on something else now. Yeah,
Yeah.
Netflix. It is Netflix.
Dude, that the sequel looks so good too. Looks like Spike joined the fucking Huey, Dewey, and Louie gang, right? Did you see the trailer?
That's
He's got the hair.
I didn't see the trailer, but like I feel like that's a natural.
Well, they do. They're like,
Yeah,
"You want to join in?" And he's got nothing else going. Why not?
yeah. It's like I can
Looks like
go hang out with
fun.
like some Thors here. Like why
Yeah,
the
one
fuck
dude's
wouldn't
holding
I?
a golf
Yeah,
club. One guy has like a fucking toilet paper tube. I mean, these guys are going at it.
yeah. We
Ugh.
don't need good things to have a party. Yeah,
Like honestly, a movie with them as part of the focus, it's gonna be good.
yeah, yeah. I appreciate the openness to this because this is daunting, right? You got a property, people have serious feelings about it, and they did a departure, so you took a risk.
Total departure. Yeah,
But I think it paid off
I think that's what
because
I liked about it. Yeah,
yeah, if you have 28 days later, it's like cool. I got the exact same fucking story. Like
yeah,
it's the band making the same album again. Like, do you want creative growth or do you not? And I want it. So like, thank you for giving it to us.
yeah,
You know. All right. However, just to put a pin in this, the CGI on this really bummed me out at certain times,
yeah.
but I get it.
I don't. I try not to focus on it anymore. It's just a part of our lives.
I'll just keep bringing it up.
I know. I mean, it wasn't super egregious like something else that we had seen recently.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going with my number 3 pick. All right. So this was another fun one. We've talked about this. I don't think it was a focus of an episode, but maybe mentioned. Either way, this came out again super early in the year, back in January.
Okay.
This is the Drew Hancock film Companion.
Mm.
So this had Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid in it. So again, we got another couple here, right? And you head into the scenario. The branding and the marketing around this is fucking brilliant, and it's beautiful and it's clean. It's like Sophie Thatcher is kind of like positioned as this like almost like pinup girl beauty. She's like perfect. Her hair looks perfect all the time. She's always dressed perfectly and she's beautiful, like all of the things. And you're like, oh, this is interesting. So we've got what companion is this love story? Like what's going on here? So you've got this couple though. They go to remote cabin getaway, right? With their friends. You got everyone hanging out, having a couple drinks, being buds. The weekend then kind of falls apart though, when it's revealed that the one guest, Jack Quaid's guest, his perfect looking girlfriend, is actually a robot. So basically, this is like a sex robot, right? Like it's a creepy concept, but
Yeah.
I think unfortunately we are not far off from this being a discussion
Oh
that's
my
going to
God,
be
no,
had
yeah.
like in real life here very soon. But not so she's not what she seems. She's a robot. Then everyone's like shitting on him, like, dude, what? You bought one of those things? Like you got one of those sex robots that you can just like have do whatever it is that you want?
They call it something more derogatory, right? Like a fuck bot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up there, Jamie.
I mean, come on, let's just call it what it is.
But then the situation turns into like violent kind of implosion of the weekend. And what's really fascinating is, Isaac Asimov did this first, right? With iRobot. We saw the Will Smith movie that came out a zillion years later. But it's the whole concept of like, all right, cool. You train artificial intelligence, you train robots to fulfill certain functions. And there's definitely an allegory here, right? Of a couple, and the one basically like commanding the entirety of the relationship and saying like, you will do whatever it is I ask you to do at all times without question, and just doing it and calling it a day. And you will be entirely subservient. And the best fucking part of this movie for me, the best part of the movie is she doesn't know this. She learns this, that she's a robot, right? Because she's programmed just to exist. And so she learns this, finds his phone to basically control her settings, to adjust her features, her attributes, right? And she looks, and he has like, let's say it's out of 100, he has intelligence set at 10. And she's like, you fucking asshole. Like, this is what you think of me. And then she swipes it up to full intelligence. So then she starts to then, manipulate the situation and kind of deploy her program. But this is a mixture between like a Megan, a almost like Ex Machina or whatever that movie's called.
Yeah.
I got some vibes from that.
Heavy vibes, yeah.
But Jack Quaid's comedic, I don't know if it was intentionally written this way, if another person fulfilled the role, But there is absolutely an element of comedy that exists here, not too far away from what Josh Rubin was doing with Hard Eyes. Not as much, but not far off from it. So the comedic undertone here, it's packed with it gets pretty gruesome. Some really great kills, and the social commentaries there. This was like a huge fucking surprise, man. I just was so pleased with how this shook out and how it went.
Yeah, I really like the ensemble cast.
Yeah,
The
cast
host,
was great.
who's
Man.
the host? Victor, what's his name?
Yeah,
Sergey.
Dude, just and
Maybe Sergey.
there's so many shitty characters. You know what I mean? It's like
they're all shit.
they're all these It's like the cast from It's Always Sunny almost.
The only good people are the robots.
Yeah,
and I guess that's a statement. Maybe
exactly.
There's a lot of statements being made in this movie.
Exactly. So yeah, this was a bigger budget, a $10 million movie, but I think made 36 million. So much like Hard Eyes, like good enough, moderate success, like probably covered plus. But I want to see more from Drew Hancock. I thought this was really smart. I thought it was witty. I thought it was creative, relevant. All the things. So I dug this one.
Totally agree. Yeah, good one.
Companion again.
Great one.
Yep.
All right, my next one is. Oh, dude.
Oof.
This is a good one.
I see it on that list.
Yeah.
I see it written right there.
All right, so this is the Ryan Coogler fucking modern classic, Sinners.
Man.
This one also gets a lot of mixed reviews, which is weird. But do you think it's because, is this a horror film for the first fucking 50 minutes of the film?
Well, that's what I asked you in the movie theater.
This is historical, vampires, visuals, performances. Those are the standouts of this movie to me. Dude, even though it's not a horror film, it takes a long time to get in there. It is a delight to watch. It's a hell of a ride watching them set it up, especially the first watch, because you don't really know where this is going. I mean, they're setting up a juke joint, but it's like, all right, well, what's the... Because they take so fucking long to set up this juke joint. I mean, it's like we're watching an actual
You're
day.
watching the
We're
negotiation.
watching the day.
It's like, well, I got to wait for the title to come through. And it's like, you're waiting for the
We
title
are
to
waiting.
come through.
Yeah. When is the chicken going to hatch the
Yeah.
eggs so that we can... it just, like, every step we have to watch. And I think that lends itself to people being maybe bored. Like, if we watched this at home, it would have been different than the theater. The theater was a place to watch this movie because it keeps you in your seats, keeps you enthralled. You and I had a great time on this, but we also did wonder, like, when do we get to the... Like, I honestly, the first 46 minutes, you don't even see, like, a sharp tooth. And then we finally get to,
Even a sharp tooth.
Not one.
I went in totally blind too, remember? I didn't know this was a vampire movie.
Yeah.
So that's why when we're an hour in and I leaned over, I was like, wait, is it a horror movie? And you're like, are you bored? I was like, I'm not bored. I actually am asking, is it a horror movie? Or is this just like...
You said, I'm in either way, but what is this?
And I think what I told you was that it felt like this was the part of town from like To Kill a Mockingbird that you didn't hear about. It was like the same town, just like the other side of town.
Mm-hmm.
But yet it is all of those things. It's a period piece. It is a horror movie. It's a very dense, emotional... It's a movie about relationships, and you got all these like really intense relationships. This does such a good job of character building, character arc. I think it's part of why it's so long and why there are so many scenes and settings. But it's like you care for the doorman, like probably my favorite character. Like I care more for that guy than probably whatever the first movie I referenced. Like whoever I cared most about in that movie doesn't even touch how I cared about this guy who's like one I didn't care most about, I
mean, you have no choice to, because you just watched an entire movie of those people before it became a horror movie.
Yeah.
So you're so attached. To your point, like that's why they do that. They get you in there. I mean, we were watching whole relationships fucking form and fall apart, and so you really are attached to these people, right? Like to your point. So when you get in there, when you get to the horror, you're really invested in the well-being of these characters. There's a huge tone of racism going on, obviously in this time. I mean, hence the whole juke joint thing, which I, to be honest, wasn't super familiar with. So this introduced me to a culture, that I really had never delved into before. Man, once you get in there too, in the club, like fucking get me in there, dude.
Just what I was heading for. Like
get me in
when
there.
You watch Titanic and you see everyone hanging out on the top of the ship being fucking boring and like drinking there. And then you go down to the bottom, they're like, get
Boom!
me.
Yeah, there's like fucking swinging from the chandeliers.
Die anyway.
That's where I'm going.
Get me down there.
Yeah.
I don't care if you have all the money in the world, like that's the party you want to be in.
For sure.
The way they frame this up, like even
Mel's down there. I don't care.
Welcome to Derry, that place.
It's
Get me the fuck in there.
I cannot explain how much that reminds me of Sinners, by the way.
The kid playing the drums.
That's
like
the juke joint. Yeah.
Give me a stand-up bass guitar right now.
Totally,
I'll
dude.
fucking learn it and be dancing up and down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you, dude. I adore the characters, the setting, the sentiment, the anger you feel toward like, don't fuck with my friends.
Yeah.
Just don't touch them. Like, I know they moved away. They learned some bad habits in Chicago, but it's fine. These are the twins. They're here to do good. They're here to create some economy locally, right? And this is a complex ass movie.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot in there. It's heavy.
It's
like
delightful though.
All brand muffin. Right?
All brand muffin. Here we go.
Like, is that a flaxseed? I can't tell.
Oh, it's good flavor. But
that was Sinners. Dude, so good. Another theater watch of ours. And
So that was your number 3.
Yeah.
So you have 2 more movies that you ranked higher than that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see what those are.
And it's not, I'm like you when I do this. These aren't like, well, I have this one ranked 9 out of 10 and the other one ranked 8.2. This is like my enjoyability factor, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to my
Sinners
number.
Probably the best movie of my list, maybe technically. And
I'm going to my number 2, and this is absolutely not the best movie on this list. It's one of the ones I enjoyed the most, and I've mentioned this one on the show too, though I haven't talked super in depth about it. So this is the Christopher Landon film Drop, though. Came back in April of this year. Man, so first off, Christopher Landon, he got a raw deal with Scream 7, right? So he was slated to direct Scream 7. We were pretty pumped about that, and then things fell apart, of course. Very excited now. Kevin Williamson is going to be doing it, of course. But Christopher Landon also did Happy Death Day, sequel to Happy Death Day, Freaky, and I think he's tied to the new Paranormal Activity, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to be coming out, which is interesting. Because this dude, again, leads with humor, common theme that you're seeing amongst my picks. And I think both for you and I, Jamie, this is an important factor. But like, if you're not having fun, why are you there? I love fun movies. That's why we love movies like Monster Squad. That's why we love movies like The Burbs, because they're fun. This is a heavier concept, but it's still fun because Christopher Landon does such a great job of establishing and creating these approachable characters that have room for growth.
Yeah.
Which is so fucking hard to do, because you can create the funniest character in the world, but then they're just the funny guy or the funny girl. Or you can create the most mysterious character in the world, but then it's like, oh, they're just the mysterious one. He does a great job of establishing a character and then giving it that character room for growth. Even the bad guy in this movie, I'm not going to ruin who it is. There's a whodunit to it, but like that character even has growth. It's like, your only purpose here is to be bad and you have growth. Like, what? So that's what I love about Christopher Landon. I watched this movie with my kids this summer and with my wife. We all loved it. We had a great time with it. Megan Fahey's the main character. She's the lead here. She does a fucking great job. She's a victim of an abusive relationship. Something happened. There's some ambiguity behind it, but her husband dies. So it's her and her son that are left. She's getting back into the dating world. And I think one of the first dates that she goes on is this one.
Yep.
And they live in Chicago. I think it's Chicago, right? Might be Toronto, actually. Either way, they're in a northern city. That's beautiful. And you've got this widowed mom. She's going on the first date in years. And she starts to receive these anonymous drops while she's out at dinner. So this is equivalent to, have you ever gotten one of these, by the way?
No.
Okay. I have. If you go to the airport, you get an airdrop request from time to time. Someone maybe being a creep or thinking they're doing something funny and just sending out like a ridiculous picture or a ridiculous photo or ridiculous message, right? So that's what's happening.
2 strangers?
Yeah. Like I got one from a stranger that was like that. I don't even want to say what it is.
Throw that person in jail.
It was a naked man that popped up on my thing. Yeah. It wasn't the guy. It was just a picture he sent me.
You get a fine.
Yeah. It's weird, but it does happen. It's like a means of trolling. So, but she's at this restaurant on a
It's an
date.
invasion of privacy. Get out of my shit.
Yeah, and she's getting these drops, but they're very deeply personal. They're starting to become deeply personal. And this person clearly knows something and is starting to extort and like, hey, I know your son's home with a babysitter. If you want him to live, do the following things. And it has this really immense kind of like Hitchcockian suspense element to it. It's flooded with characters though. It's like watching Clue. It's like, oh, you got the mysterious piano player who's kind of creepy but also charismatic and funny. You've got the nice
The witty
bartender
bartender, yeah.
with great fucking hair, and she's so pretty and nice. And it's like, but is she bad though? And then you've got the guy she's on the date with. It's like, this guy's too good to be true. He looks too nice. The funny waiter. So you have all these different characters as you're going through, and it's confined to one environment.
Yeah, the restaurant's a character as well. It's very Agatha Christie-ish.
Yeah.
The whole setup, yeah.
Yep.
Knives Out even, yeah.
And single location, it's just a pressure cooker though. Like one thing after another.
And
it
everything is
so much
so
bigger.
like every clink of like the dishes and right, like everything is so like means something because you're like, what means what?
And it's like an orchestra though, and like everyone's playing their part, and
This guy blowing his nose while this guy is like cutting his meat. It's just all these like symphony of fucking chaos.
Is. And I just Megan Faye does such a great job of like of acting the part and being in distress. And you know, we've all been in a scenario where something's bothering us, or you're with someone that you know something's bothering them, and you can see either you're trying to mask it or they're trying to mask it, and the friend or the family member or whomever is like trying to unlock the door a little bit and be like, hey, you good? Like, can I help? Is there something I can do to help? And she's on this date, right? And trying to make a good first impression and trying to do something for herself, but now also trying to keep her son alive. So it's tense and it's exciting and it's funny and it's romantic and it's like, it's all these, and it looks so pretty. It looks so nice. And it's just a really well done job from Christopher Landon. I really adore this movie.
Totally. And this is on the same lines of Hard Eyes, where it's like, this is a rom-com wrapped up in a suspense thriller, like horror. It teeters on horror. Maybe at the end we get
the movie Red Eye, I'd say, is a nice comparative to something that's like, oh, it's thriller, elements of horror, elements of comedy and romance that exist. But yeah, this is Drop, Christopher Landon. Highly recommend. If you haven't seen this, please watch Drop.
This is one where you're almost like the actor, like the lead actor too, that she's on her date with. It's like you keep trying to cover your wife's eyes because it's like, I'll never live up to his standards.
And he's fucking handsome and he's nice like, and he's caring and he's smart and it's like, God damn it.
Charismatic. He's like a photographer.
You buy that hair on Amazon. God.
I'm going to go hide in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Because you'll never love me again.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, dude, that was a fun one though. My son always thinks I'm watching Final Destination when I would have that on. Because it took me like 2 days, like because of that high-rise restaurant scene.
Oh, yeah.
That beginning of Final Destination. Yeah, Bloodlines.
Oh, yeah. Same kind of vibe.
Yes, it feels so similar, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so my number 2, this is one I just saw today. I was like, I have to watch this. It made my list instantly, and it's number 2. And dude, I had a lot of fun with this one, even though it's not really a fun movie. And this is Together.
Ooh, nice.
This is directed by Michael Shanks, starring Dave Franco and Alison Brie. You might have heard some of the controversy before this came out that another dude had claimed that he wrote this.
Oh, no.
And they stole the idea. So I'm not getting into that, but
they're together in real life, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think lends itself to the chemistry, right? Like, how can it not? Between these two people. So you have this couple that have been together for a few years. They live in the city. So it's like us in Chicago, right? Like loving life with our friends. And then your wife says, well, I just got this teaching job in rural, whatever the fuck, a 3-hour drive or so from the city.
Princeton, Illinois.
And then you are like, I want to make music, right? So she has this job where she wants to be a teacher, move into the country, accepts this job. He is like 35, musician, used to be signed to a label, still kind of chasing that dream, but he doesn't have a real stable job. So it's like, no, we're going to go here. So they have that battle where you can tell his heart is still in the city. He's still commuting there to to playing gigs and stuff with these guys. So he's not really letting go of his old life, not fully committing. You have this whole there's tons of fucking metaphors for
Yeah.
relationships, and there's a lot packed in here. And then as they get to this new town, they go on a hike and they fall into this like sinkhole, and they like drink from the water, which you should never do. I don't care how thirsty you are, just like, what are you doing? And then from there, I don't know that the water, there's, who knows? But they start to, this is where the body horror starts to come in. They wake up after this night that they spent in the sinkhole, and their bodies are like, every time they touch, they get stuck together. And it's like painful to fucking tear apart. And again, so many metaphors, dude, right? Like
Yeah.
for commitment and just everything because they're not married yet. So there's just so much going on, and it's not until the end when do they or do they not fully commit to each other. So it's a wild ride. Have you seen this?
I have not. This is the only movie on the list I've not seen.
This is a wild ride, and it's like a cousin to The Substance, I would say.
Yeah.
But I almost enjoy this one more just because it's more relatable. Like I cannot relate to what The Substance was in any fucking way, right? Like that
Yeah.
whole
You're just
setup.
there
Yeah.
to see the story. Here
Uh,
you're like, oh,
this
I've
is
had
like,
parts of this happen.
especially as like a married person, you see so many things, right?
And as a parent.
And you learn a lot through this movie of like, this is me fighting, conforming, or not wanting to go all in, especially early in relationships. This really hits for like early on in a relationship and that like post or pre engagement. You get a lot of that, like those feelings that you're fighting before you propose. Like, am I all in? Do I want to be all in? Is she going to be all in? And it's just that like, can we commit to each other? Are we always going to be wondering if I do this by myself and if I leave her here? So just watching that all kind of come together and them make the decision at the end, whatever they're going to do, dude. It really by the end, I was like all in. It takes a little bit to get going, but you're along for the ride because you like them as characters. I really was impressed with this one. I think you can rent it right now on Amazon for like $5.99, which isn't bad.
Yeah. I mean, again, I've not seen the film, but what you're describing, that period of time between like 28 and 35 years old, particularly, those are the moments where you start to ask yourself the tough questions of like, either you're in a career and it's going well and you're like, hey, I'm making money, but am I happy doing what I'm doing for work? Or, you know, all the different variations exist. Or you're happy doing the work, but you're not making enough money.
Yeah.
So like 10% of the population is probably like, I love my job and I'm being compensated perfectly and everyone in my space is supportive of what I'm doing. And but most of the time it's not that. It's like there's always a cost. And is the cost your happiness? Is the cost financial? Is the cost that you're settling? Is the cost that you're with someone who's settling? Like there are so many hidden costs. And it seems like this is a physical manifestation of like confronting that.
Totally. Yeah. I like the way that they did it. It was really, dude, this is a really good one. I can't recommend it enough. It's my number 2. That is Together.
Nice. Not to be confused with the boy band.
Dude, I
Together.
wanted to say I saw a quote somewhere that
You
said
plus sign me equals sign equals us.
Cronenberg's version of a romantic comedy. It was so good.
Dude, this was, I guess, the year of the horror rom com.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, we got what? Companion, Hard Eyes, Together.
Yep. Drop.
Maybe we just like
Yeah.
rom coms.
Maybe. I mean, who doesn't? We're children of the 90s and late 80s. I mean, dude, fucking rom-com central. You ever seen Mannequin?
Isn't that with Kim Cattrall? Yeah.
I think so.
All right. My number 1 pick. Here we go.
Whoa.
This is it. January 2025 came out super early in the year, obviously, but this is Weapons. Zach Kreger. So he formerly did Barbarian. So this is what his sophomore installment, right? This is his second feature film.
Yeah.
So Barbarian crushed it. And I think the year Barbarian came out, that was my number 1 film.
Yeah.
So here we are a few years later.
Wow. Look at you, Zach.
I know. You've impressed me twice, Zach.
Poor dad.
This is I mean, I feel like everyone has been talking about this movie in the horror space, and everyone in the non-horror space is asking me, hey, have you seen Weapons? My parents asked me about this movie, so it's gotten some exposure, I think, for a couple reasons. First off, you got Josh Brolin in this movie, Julia Gardner.
Speaking of Hide Your Wives.
Dude,
Josh
second
Brolin.
second film you've ever made, and you got this is
I
your
know.
cast.
Yeah.
It's
It's insane.
insane, man. It's
I mean, even
so
the first one,
yeah. You got Justin Long, yeah. But
Skarsgård.
start actors in this film fantastic. Casting was perfect.
Mm.
You've got this small town of Maybrook, and the basic premise here. And I went in blind when I saw it, and I saw this late. Like I didn't see it until it was available on demand, so I didn't see it in the theaters. Um, whole classroom of children, though I think it's 17 kids. They all disappear on the same day, same night, and there's ring cam footage of of these kids disappearing and running. And yeah, you've seen those guys that do the videos of taking out the trash,
Yeah.
like running like this with their trash on their ring cameras. So they all disappear the same day, though. Panic spreads, the adults are spiraling, everyone's upset, there's infighting, the police don't trust the community doesn't trust the community doesn't trust the community, the police don't trust the police. So it's like all of these different core characters, much like a Fargo type movie, where you have it plays almost like an anthology film, which it is not, but it's like, oh, we're spending time with this
Mm.
person or these people, or oh, you're getting this story kind of like bite by bite. They're separate but related kind of
Yeah.
thing. So the design of how the story unfolds and how it's being told is really, really well done. It's very, very thoughtful. And this to me would be the most difficult type of movie to make. And it just goes to show that, like, because I would look at this and be like, you know what, who you have act like, this is from my bullshit brain who's never made a movie and is arrogant. I'd be like, you got an amazing story. It doesn't matter who you have in there acting it. Like, it's really thought out. Here you've got an amazing story, incredibly thought out. The right people are in the right roles. Just so exceptionally well done. Big swing though. Like, this is risky, man. Like, you're waiting for a payoff. You spend 80% of this movie wondering, like, what the fuck's going on? Is it supernatural? Is it a serial killer? Are we talking about like aliens? Like, what is going on here? And the result of the payoff is not that sophisticated, I'd say. It's a pretty simple idea of like what it is that's going on here. And it is probably in the lower third of all the speculations I had as this movie was unfolding, because I didn't know really much at all about it. I'm watching it unfold and I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's this, I wonder if it's that. And then you find out what it is and you're like, oh, wait, that's it? And then you have a moment where you're like, am I mad about this? And you're like, well, no, this is just playing out really well. So amazing job with the chess match that this movie is in terms of how all the pieces fall. What's the aunt's name? Gladys?
Gladys.
Yeah. Probably the number one Halloween costume of the year. When we were talking to our buddy Mike Boylan over at Alone in the Dark, he mentioned that. He was like, the moment I saw this movie, I was like, everyone's going to be that woman for Halloween. And he was right. A lot of Aunt Gladys is out there, but her character was so quirky and interesting and fun. And again, that like Fargo type allegory that I mentioned earlier, like that really plays into it, I'd say, just in how it kind of went. This was really just a modern horror film with really nice marketing, a lot of buzz, really complex, interesting story that actually ended up having a somewhat simple explanation toward the end, with incredible actors, and it was just well cared for all the way through by Zach Kreger. So I adored this. It was so well done. It was so good. This was the movie of the year for me.
Yeah, it would have been up there for me as well. I had a lot of fun with this one. The ending, I did see this in the theater, which was awesome. I saw a lot in the theater this year. It might have been one of my better theater years. But yeah, the ending, so good. I really enjoyed that whole like third act. I really liked.
Yeah. Yeah.
It brought it home. I told you before I wasn't a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of that storytelling method. It's almost like what a series would do.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I mean, Stranger Things does the same thing
Yeah.
just over the course of 8 to 10 episodes. And
Right.
here you're like, all right, I got a 2-hour movie and there's a lot to unpack and a lot of questions that need answered. And they bundle it tight.
They do. And when I rewatched it the second time, it didn't bother me. Made sense why they did it that way. So
It's like a
'cause you're right, you
Tarantino
can
film. It's like watching
condense-
Pulp Fiction,
Exactly.
Like,
Yep.
what,
Exactly.
oh, these are all related, but like you're just getting it through
I'm
interactions.
getting pieces, and I don't know
Yeah.
what the fucking timeline is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, love this movie. Zach Kreger. Can't wait to see what else this guy puts out. And yeah, great one.
That's weapons, buddy. All right. Well, where's your number one? What are we
All
doing?
right. So my number one, this is not what I thought would be my number one because it's so dark and depressing. This is
Sure
Bring
is.
Her Back.
Man, this is a good one.
So this is Danny and Michael Philippou. Philippou? Your guess is as good as mine.
Ryan Phillip?
Yeah, Philippi?
Philippe?
So this is the same duo that made the first one. Talk to Me. This movie does not have anything to do really. Like I know that there's something to do with it, but you don't have to see Talk to Me to see Bring Her Back.
Yep.
Or vice versa. But this is a really heartbreaking story. Just dude, like being put up for adoption with your sibling and finding out that they can't find a home for both of you, or you're in like a foster home, right? A foster home scenario. Imagine you and your siblings, so you and my wife,
Man.
that's your sister. You guys are both in a foster home. She's a little bit younger in this scenario. You find out that you guys can't be together. Like they're going to put her in a home, but they don't want you, right? But you're like, no, I'm going to go. And like, you don't even have to like foster me. I'm just going to go be there because I don't want my sister being left alone. Like I'm going to get guardianship in 6 months or whatever I think the scenario is. So he has to live there with her. And I think it's their aunt, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the aunt.
Yep.
But she has another foster son. She's like a foster woman. So she has this other foster kid. Dude, the way that this whole thing, so you have this scenario with you have the siblings, the new foster mom, and then her adopted kid. And the way that this fucking unfolds, dude, man, oh man. And there's like this diabolical, like dark thing that the foster mom is working on and trying to accomplish. And the whole meanwhile, you have this like, what the fuck is this kid? Like, what is this? Because he like doesn't speak and he's like really like weird and like lashes out like a 2-year-old would. But he's like a boy. And just the whole movie, you're like, what actually is fucking happening? You don't trust the mom. It's like an Aunt Gladys situation. Like, I don't trust that fucking redheaded woman. So as this is going, you're just like, you don't know what's happening. And then you're watching this shit unfold. It's like, oh my God, like just gut wrenching stuff. Like
it is. This movie is very heavy.
Man, when the kid is chewing on the, man, there's just so many scenes where you're like, but dude, all in all, dark, bleak, and brutal, hard to watch, heartbreaking, and anger inducing. There's so many moments where you're just fucking angry.
Yeah.
So yeah, this movie does the job of pulling emotions out of you while you watch it that you're not ready to let go of or emit. So yeah, dude, this was a solid movie. Again, not really something I want to rewatch, but if I'm going to talk about the year, this is definitely one of the tops. This is Bring Her Back.
What was the movie last year that came out with James McAvoy in it that took place where they were
Jimmy McElroy?
They were like in Europe, and the little girl had the bunny doll. She left it at the place, and like clearly there's a little kid that couldn't talk, and everyone's like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't remember what that is.
So very similar to that movie, though. I think we actually covered that on Best of 2024. Very similar to that movie. I got a comparable vibe of that here. That one had more charisma and more, I don't want to say happiness, but like less bleakness, I guess, to it.
This one is like staring down the barrel of a shotgun.
Dude, and it's just gray.
It's
like
so
it just
gray.
The whole the
as
aesthetic,
hell, dude. Yeah.
It looks how it feels and how the story is, you know.
Yeah.
And it is. It feels helpless, it feels hopeless, and it's sad, but it's also scary and frightening, and anger inducing is a great term to support this film, but it does not minimize the fact that it's a great movie. It really is.
Totally, yeah. And sometimes the best movies are the ones that you only want to see once.
Yeah.
That affect you in such a way. Yeah.
I'd say this is the absolutely the least rewatchable film of the 10, but one of the best movies on here without a doubt. Like it does not remove the fact that it's brilliant and really well done.
And it's so much different than Talk to Me.
It is.
Because I was like, I don't need another one of these.
Because Talk to Me has like an element of There's that like party culture that like,
especially at the beginning. Yeah.
yeah, it's like at least people are having fun for a minute and smiling. Like I don't know if anyone smiles in this
No, I
movie,
don't know
not,
if they're
not once.
no.
It might be the first film in history where there's not one
Might be
smile
that kooky goddamn aunt. Maybe she's smiling, but no one else.
for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, this again doesn't minimize that this is a wonderful film. It's a really well done movie. But yeah, I think I've seen it twice this year,
Wow.
and um,
I have
I
not
don't know if
rewatched
I'll
it.
watch it again,
Yeah.
and I might watch it with Brittany and like,
Hmm.
'cause
That's her type of movie.
well, and she asked, she's like, looks really good. You want to watch it again? I was like, no, you should watch it though. She's like, well, if you don't want to watch it again, then why would I? And I was like, no, I can't. But this is the type of thing she'll watch before bed for like 3 days in a row.
She would like put that on next to the pool while she's like swimming
Yeah.
to like watch.
Hang on, let me
Sunny
get in a
day.
good mood real quick before I go do something. Like, let me watch, bring her back real quick. Man, all right, so that's a wrap. But let's talk about some honorable mentions.
Oh yeah,
let's do
I got
it.
one.
We always forget this
got
part.
one.
What you got?
This would have made my list if maybe 3 or more, maybe top 15 it would have been on there. The Rule of Jenny Penn. And we've talked about this. Kiss the butthole or whatever. Yeah.
So this is that's the John Lithgow movie,
yeah.
right? With he's got the doll in the retirement home.
Yes.
Like, oof.
Which was that came out the very beginning of this year. One of the first horror movies I think to come out this year. And dude, really, what a surprise that was. It's not a movie that like again, I don't want to watch this more than once. But to watch this unfold in the nursing home, which is again a super bleak fucking situation. How can we make a bleak, shitty situation that's supposed to be temporary worse and long term?
Yeah.
Well, I got the answer for you. Introduce John Lithgow with his goddamn hand puppet.
And it's also a time in life where you're like, basically when you're that old, the reason everyone always says like respect your elders and whatnot, it's because it's like, all right, we've already done life. We've all already done life and we're ready to just chill and relax. And you shouldn't have to deal with things like bullies. Yeah. And he's like the worst bully on the goddamn block. Yeah. Could you imagine being that old and having to deal with a bully?
Right. It's like, is this a joke?
After being like a tough ass judge for your life, and then it's like, I got to deal with this schoolyard bully.
And the worst part is nobody believes you.
Run around with his doll.
And anyone who does believe you is too scared to speak up. Which is this is like a real life bully situation. But this movie is something because it's funny, almost unintentionally, right? Like I've said this before when we watch this. Watch it and think of it, look at it through the lens of a comedy. It's going to make your watch so much more enjoyable. I think whoever wrote this was like probably giggling the entire fucking time. And they're like, someone's going to think it's bleak, you know?
I hope someone had fun with this.
I'm telling you, next time you watch it with your wife swimming, tell her it's a comedy. You'll watch it differently. What do you got, buddy? What's a runner up for you?
Definitely The Monkey. It didn't make our list. Again, I read some criticism this year on Oz Perkins going too fast right now in his career, making too much, spreading wings too far. Like this is definitely a departure from the traditional Oz Perkins tone that you receive because there's much more levity here. There's much more fun to be had. You've got Adam Scott like having his he's like a deranged the train conductor from the Polar Express. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
like a horror movie version of that. But
yeah,
I enjoyed his presence, in the movie for what it was when it was. And I think it's that kind of thing. I like the approach. I like the diversification. I think it only makes Oz Perkins a more well-rounded creator, and I'm excited for him to create more. So I don't think he should slow down. I think he should continue to create.
This was his horror comedy.
Yeah.
And you know what? I like this movie. Another theater movie that I saw.
Yeah.
I really like this movie in the theater. Rewatched it and I was like, yeah, it's okay. I hate that brother. That fucking brother.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that brother. And it only gets worse each rewatch. So I don't know. I do like this movie. It just didn't make the top 10 for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a couple others that came out this year. I didn't see Black Phone 2 yet.
I haven't either. Yeah.
I've heard people say it's better than the original, but that original film would not be on a top 10 list for me personally.
No.
It played like a short story, which it was, I think. I believe Joe Hill wrote it, Stephen King's son. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, but not like the best of them. So I will watch it. I'm excited to check it out. And if I feel like it should have been on here after I see it, I will acknowledge that.
Yeah, I missed a lot this year. Like I really want to see The Long Walk. I haven't gotten to see that yet.
I
So,
haven't either.
but Frankenstein, what do you think?
So I haven't gotten through all of it yet.
Frankenstein.
It's my parents, my dad texted me another one. He was like, snooze fest. And I said, look, I expected it was going to be slow and very in the period. And I was like, I assume it's pretty. He's like, it looked beautiful. So I threw it on. I had it on. It looks amazing. But yeah, it just,
I got through it, and I don't think it's that. I think it's all about when you watch that movie.
yeah,
I watched it during work, so I had no choice but to be into it, but to be awake and alert. But like
yeah,
putting that on at 9 p.m.,
yeah, that's
you're
what I
just
did.
asking
Yeah,
for a fucking
yeah. So again, I could have, it was probably just wrong place, wrong time. But like, I could tell any of these movies that were on my list that I put on at 9 p.m., I would have made it through all the way. I guess we'll put it that way.
not Sinners. Too long.
All right, fair point. Fair point. Clown for Cornfield came out this
Yeah,
year.
what do you think?
I thought it was like
Good attempt.
it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
For what it was, for a book that people in the know that book, but I don't feel like too many people outside of it do. So this was a solid representation of a book that's trying to be introduced to a wider audience.
yeah,
It's good enough. Yeah,
yeah. It was good enough. Um, Same thing like that next chapter 2 of The Strangers coming out this year too. I think that actually was rated the
Ooh,
worst
man,
horror film of 2025.
that's one of those where like I just don't. I'm just not going to watch it. I just have no. The reviews are so bad, and people that I
It's
trust
bad,
have
dude.
said such bad things that I'm like,
It's not
ugh,
good.
get this a fuck. Have you watched it?
Yeah, oh yeah, I watched it.
So I heard it was just like her running in through a hospital and like not even all that.
I mean, you've seen it.
I was excited for the Halloween 2-ness of it based on the trailer, like her in the hospital, but I heard it doesn't stay in there long.
I would just watch Halloween too
I mean,
if
I
that's what you
will.
want.
Yeah, I plan on it.
You don't need this movie for that. Yeah, so wasn't crazy about that. I think those were the other ones I want to talk about.
You know what I think needs to end maybe is these people coming up with these 3 movie plans. Like Kevin Costner with the Horizons.
Yeah.
Let's cool it. Let's see how the first one does before we go filming a whole trilogy.
Well, that's what. So, Welcome to Derry,
X worked out, but they don't all work out that way.
and if you're relying on a studio to, like, you're going by the drink here, it's like, well, you might not be able to tell your fucking story here. If you need
Yeah.
the third installment to get your point across,
Yeah,
like,
what
you
doesn't
might
come out?
not make it there.
Yeah. Strangers could be.
Welcome to Derry has not been renewed yet, and I'm thinking it's not going to get renewed
Mm.
potentially.
Wow.
Too much fucking CGI. Who said that?
Super CGI on that one.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, my kids were asking me. They said, "Are you going to talk about TV shows on this episode tonight?"
yeah.
And I was like, "We're not, but it'd be worth mentioning it." But Welcome to Derry, came out this year. That was something that was a big deal.
Yeah.
We're gonna be covering that probably on a Patreon bonus episode, so you can get our
For
full
sure.
full thought there. But for me, just high level, really enjoyed being back in the world. But again, the CGI kind of took me out of it. There were some really great characters in there. It was like watching The Sandlot at times, just feeling the period oriented characters that were
Yeah.
relatable and cool and funny and engaging and charismatic. But I don't know. I thought it was good.
I haven't seen the last episode yet, so I can't speak fully, but yeah, it's
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's
You got
fine.
anything else you want to hit
Fine.
before we wrap?
No, I think we're good. I think we covered it, man. I think this was 2025 in review.
2025 is in the rearview mirror now. We wish you all a happy new year. Thank you for hanging with us again in 2026. We're going to resume our more frequent cadence, aiming for probably 2 episodes a month. We were probably averaging about 1.5 episodes a month throughout the course of this year due to us changing format to video. So got that worked out. And the other item is, this isn't a firm hard change, but we likely will be doing less interviews and focusing more content on this more one-to-one kind of like content themed focus heading into the year. So that's what we can expect. But thanks for another great one. We love you all. Appreciate you hanging with us.
2025.